You're a hairdresser, so
Yes.
you're familiar with the pricing of hair products.
Yes.
I'm a fly dresser, so I'm familiar with,
The drip.
the drip. Jalen Rose, retired NBA basketball player. He's now an NBA analyst. He's known for his iconic haircut. He always rocks the traditional swoop. He made a comment last week that upset a lot of young men, myself included. But we're going to talk about it in a way that's kind of like more involved. He made a comment. He said, hey, if you're not paying a minimum of $100 for a haircut, you're not getting a quality cut. And a lot of people nationwide, men mainly, were like, bro, if you don't shut your monkey. Like I saw everything. They were calling him all kind of names. And it's funny because I'm like, okay, well, let's talk about it. Like, what's the price of a haircut in 23? What's the price of a quality hair cut or a hair service, like minimum? When somebody comes sit in Nubia chair, they're going to spend this minimum.
Okay, so the only thing is I am not a barber, so that I couldn't speak on the barbers, but I know for me, I have clients that will literally be like, hey, Nu, can I come and get my hair braided right now? My male clients, can I come and get my hair braided right now? I want X, Y, and Z. I got $200 for you. I'm like, come through. Let's get it.
If they didn't mention the money.
If they didn't mention the
then
money.
you would be like, oh, it's this much.
Yeah, I would be like, hey, this is the price or whatever. Okay. Sometimes they're in a rush and they just want, I could be on my off day and stop everything it is that I'm doing, but you're getting a quality service. You're paying for a quality service. What I give is quality, and it's always going to be quality. Okay. Versus barbers. Now, I do know a couple of barbers, and I know that the price point has gone up.
It has.
The price point has gone up.
I don't even cut my hair and it's going up. Like,
but I know for even just like one of my clients told me, he said, I'm not even going back to my barber because just for the edge up and the taper.
And the beard.
Yeah, he barely got a beard, but he's already paying like $55 just for that.
Sounds about right.
Just for that. But a lot of these barbers that are charging those prices, they are giving quality work.
Yeah.
And they're not, and most of them are not even just doing, I'm going to edge you up and spray you with this stuff that's going to sweat off on your forehead about 2 hours later. No, there's some of them that are giving facials. They're giving eye masks. To
validate the price point.
Like
Absolutely.
You are getting a quality service, and you're gonna pay me for this service, and I'm giving you all that I got. So I could understand, him saying like, $100, whatever, yada yada. I get that, but like, man, I mean, you could tell the difference between $100 haircut and a $20 haircut.
And that's actually where I was going, because a lot of the argument was, bro, my $30 haircut looked just like your $100 haircut. Yeah. And here's my personal experience with that, right? So the barber I have right now, I got no complaints. His pricing is nice.
You gotta say
the way you get there, the way you get to him is nice. Like everything. My barber right now, A1. Yeah. But the barber I had like 2 barbers ago, this dude, like the price might be one day. Yeah. It might be one way one day, and it might be another. So the price was never consistent. I'll show up, he wouldn't have razors. Like it was just a big mess.
Service,
so like for him, I was like, bro, ain't no way in hell I'm giving you $100. Yeah, ain't no way. I remember one barber I had, he used to cut like out of his backyard. He was skilled, super skills. But I'm not giving him $100, bro. You cut in a shed in the back of your yard. So, but like the quality of the cut, if he was cutting in a shop, no complaints. Yeah. So I don't like this argument that like, just because I paid $100, my cut is better.
That's not always the case.
I've paid $12. No, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I've paid $12 for a haircut that kicked ass before because the dude was a barber student, and they only allowed him to charge so much. Exactly. But he was already ahead of the game. He was just getting his paperwork. So I don't like this because I'm like, now barbers are like empowered, and they're like, this shit is unregulated, and they're just gonna be able to charge whatever they want. And I might be cutting my own hair pretty soon. But
I mean, a lot of my clients, they have went to that point where they're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to learn how to cut my own hair because I can't either get in with my barber. He's never there. The customer service is poor. He messed up my cut one time. He pushed me back. So like, there are a lot of reasons, a lot of them are learning to cut their hair. It's not that hard. You just going to be looking busted and disgusted for about 2-3 months. It's okay though. The hair grows back.
And so I think, and this is the last question I'll ask you about it, because you have more experience with this. When you're about to up the price on something, how do you break it to your client? Like, what's the, Is it an email? Is it a text? Is it like, hey, so look here, like what? How do you do that, and how does it go over typically?
For me, it's always like some months in advance. I'm gonna be like, hey, you know,
that's great.
This is the price point right now, but you know, maybe 2-3 months down the road, the price is gonna change because for me, because I braid hair. Products are constantly going up. Inflation is ridiculous. Yeah. So my products, what I'm paying for them, the hair, combs, all of that are expensive. So the price does have to go up to accommodate my clients. So I'll tell them ahead of time so that they are prepared. And I will send reminders or I will tell them in person, you know, that I do see them.
Hey, you a good hairdresser. Yeah. Because some people just wait for you to show up and they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna need an extra
No,
50.
yeah, you'd be confused. Like, why last time I paid you it was $30 and now this time it's $60. Like, that's a whole, like, what happened? You know,
they do the thing where they put a little small sign in the corner of the shop.
Yeah.
And that says, prices next month going in it. I like
communication is key. And I don't want to lose any of my clients. Like, I understand sometimes if they can't afford, you know, X, Y, and Z, I will make accommodations for them as well. But communication is key. And I'm going to let y'all know, hey, this is changing, just to let you know. Yesterday's price ain't today's price.
Hey, and that's been the motto for like the last 2 years in our community. Like, yesterday's price, there was like an audio on Instagram that went viral, and everybody started saying that shit.
I stand by it. I stand by it.
It's facts, man. Hey, look, we're about to get